What is going on, guys? It is Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today, a bit different. I'm going to be playing some more drawing maps, and I'm joined here with GeoCookie. What's going on, man?
Hello, GeoCookie, and yeah, I've drawn 5 locations for 60, and yeah.
Yep, that's right. So yeah, he's drawn 5 locations for me. Hopefully, I can suss him out and get a decent score. See if I can beat him as he was playing normally. Very unlikely to happen, but we'll see. And we're staring at the first drawing right now. So let's get into it. So yellow lines, so somewhere in the Americas, presumably. We've got trees around us. I'm assuming that's trees. And some grass as well. But I think the big clue is going to be if we zoom in here a little bit. So we got a car, which looks to be driving on the right-hand side of the road. Seems like we have some kind of green sign and a white sign. And that's about it, I guess. It's a pretty bare bones round, huh, Cookie?
Yeah, there wasn't really a lot.
Yeah.
And those are trees. I know I didn't really go too much into details with the
Yeah,
trees.
you'll see on my pictures too that the trees are kind of poorly drawn as well. But let us get into here. I think Mexico and Brazil maybe make the most sense here. The little green sign there might remind me of a Mexican one, but the road lines with the single yellow with the dashes as well maybe reminds me more of Brazil. So I could be convinced by either of those. I think just looking at these signs, they might remind me more of Mexican signs, so I might go for that. But hey, I mean, it's basically a 50-50 on this one between those two countries. And it could easily be others as well, but I'm thinking like southern Mexico here. So I might go like right on the border between Oaxaca, or however you pronounce that, and Veracruz. So on the 185. So I think that's where I'm going to guess. And so now comes the fun part. We get to see what the round actually looks like. So let's have a compare to the drawing here. How am I feeling? Ooh. Okay, I think it feels more USA or Canada when I look at it like this. The trees might feel a little more northern, but I guess because we did Mexico, we won't have a completely awful score. Yeah, but I can see this one would have been a real challenge to draw. There wasn't much going on in this round, eh?
So yeah, it was really hard to draw. Like, I tried to do detail with the trees because maybe that would have helped, but it looked so wrong, and yeah.
Right. Fair enough. So I put my marker down, it was over here. Now, if I was actually guessing myself, I would say it's somewhere northern. Really sure what state I'd put this in. Maybe Wisconsin or something. Maybe over in Canada would make more sense even. I would say maybe like Wisconsin, Minnesota, but it could be really anywhere. So let's guess and see where it was. And ends up being in Arkansas. There you go. So 1.7k actually ends up being pretty good for us because we're not that far away from Mexico there. Alrighty, here we are on the second picture. This one is more my speed. I think I can at least get the country for this one. So we got a single yellow line, white outer lines, so that already helps. But what I can see is, like, let's take a little zoom in here, is what looks to be a kind of guard sticker on the pole here, which looks like a Japanese one, as well as this like bent over sign, which looks quite Japanese as well. We seem to have some tall trees here, I would say, and a white pole. It all fits for Japan, especially this this rock thing. I mean, I think even without those signs, I could have got Japan here because of this rock wall as well. Looks very Asian. And so over these tall trees, I am maybe thinking more northern in Japan. Maybe not quite Hokkaido, but maybe like Amori or Akita or Iwate, however you pronounce that. So I might just click like right between them so it's easy to remember. I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe a little further south, between the two capitals here. I think that's where I'll go. I could see this being Hokkaido. Could easily see it, but I feel like this hedge is probably better in case like just because of the detail I've missed like something that actually makes it more southern. So let us check out how the round actually looks, shall we, Cookie? Okay. So that was definitely a good drawing. This is exactly kind of what I expected to be seeing. Now I'm glad I didn't go on Hokkaido because it doesn't feel very Hokkaido to me. I could see it like being kind of anywhere from, Osaka area all the way up. So somewhere in Honshu presumably, but yeah, could be elsewhere as well. And so I guess that's about all we need to say. I can just put my guess here as I said and see how many points I get. Okay, not too bad. As I said, somewhere between there would make sense.
Capital Guesser would have been better.
Yeah, Capital Guesser would have been better. Just go for Tokyo if in doubt. Well, 3.8k, that's pretty good. I'm only 1,500 behind Cookie here, so it is possible that I can still beat him. Okay, here we are in the next picture. And this one, again, I think I can get the region pretty well here. This one's quite a nice round because it's got the yellow outer lines. It's also got this white and red sign, which you very often see in southern Africa, in the 4 southern African countries that are covered. I don't think Lesotho actually has it. So the 3 other southern African countries that have this sign quite regularly. I'm pretty sure when you see a single one, it's South Africa, and when you see a double one, it's Botswana. I'm pretty sure that might be a meta, so I think I am leaning South Africa here. Also, the polls feel rather South African as well. Could still be Botswana, I'm not too sure. But what else do I want to say about this? Oh, I was going to ask, is this representing trees, this green color, or not?
Yeah, the trees that bounces says trees.
It is trees?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that definitely might change my opinion a bit. So I'm pretty sure it's not Botswana if these represent trees. I mean, who knows how many we have, but that's just the limitation of this game mode. So I was thinking even Eswatini is possible now, but I might just kind of hedge like nearby Eswatini because, well, no, I could easily see this being either country. I think maybe with the wide highway, South Africa might be a little bit more likely. So I'm just going to go probably somewhere like around Pretoria, kind of this kind of like, I think I might go in Ermelo here. So that way, if it's Eswatini, we get pretty well covered. I don't really think it's going to be all the way down here, so I think like it's probably going to be just in this region here, based on the drawing, and so like, you know, we get decent points regardless of where it is. So I think Ermelo is going to be a decent shout here. So let us actually check out the round, shall we?
Yeah, let's see. Oh.
Okay. Decently happy with that. I think it actually may be a little further south. I think it might be a bit further southwest, like maybe out here instead. But it's still possible. It's still possible to be right-clicked, and maybe I just don't have the right impression of it. We do have hills, which makes me feel a little better. So I don't think my guess is terrible. I think we're going to be at least somewhere in the area. And so looking at the round, yeah. So I think South Africa is the country that has the single one, whereas often you'd see a double one in Botswana. Do you know that meta, or is that something?
I only know the red and white is South Africa. I don't really look at
Yeah.
it when it comes to Israel, Lesotho, or Botswana.
Right. Gotcha. And you can also see these ones quite often in Turkey as well. But okay, let's find out where we are. Okay, yeah, it was a bit further southwest, as I said, and a really nice guess from Cookie. But 4K is still a really good result considering the information we had to work with, I think. So I'm happy with that. Okay, this one is, I think this is your best drawing so far, Cookie. I really like this one. We have quite detailed signs here, so let's take a look. It says it's got like a pedestrian and bike rider zone. That immediately makes me think of Europe. Also, these little triangles on the road make me think of Europe as well. This architecture might feel kind of like Central European, I would say. Maybe Czech or Slovak. Could even be something more northern, but I think with the yellow house over here, maybe Czechia or Slovakia would make sense. Although, I'm not sure if they use the triangles on the ground. Could even be Denmark, where Cookie's from. Wouldn't count that out. But yeah, this zone sign, and I think a lot of European countries say zone or zona for different things. So yeah, I'm relatively satisfied that it is somewhere in Europe, and the question is where. Looking at this house almost feels a bit Germanic. I'm pretty sure we're not in Germany, but could be somewhere near Germany for that reason. Okay, and these like pre-planted trees that have like supports on them, I think. So it's interesting, and that might be a little well. Is that a well there? Do you think? I can't remember.
Don't think it was. I think it's just like a hinge. Is that what it's called?
Oh, like a hinge.
Fence?
Okay.
Fence.
Yeah. Got it. Oh, it's like a fence. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have white plates on the cars. Yeah. It's all about what I expect to see. The question is just, okay, let's get into the map and like think about where we think is possible. So Czechia was my first thought here. Croatia or Slovenia is still possible, of course. I think Poland is possible. I think it's going to be like in this kind of section here. That's my honest thought. Now, with a bike sign, you could always be in Netherlands because they love their bikes in Netherlands, and it would be something like that for them to do. I'm sure work out. I won't actually ask what number it is, but I think it's got to be 30, right? It wouldn't make sense for it to be 70 for like a pedestrian zone. So, yeah, my only reservation here is the fact that we're using the triangles on the ground. It makes me almost want to go Denmark or something, but I can't exactly remember if Czechia does that or not. I feel like they don't. So maybe I should switch. Maybe it would be Netherlands then. Yellow house, though. Yellow House wouldn't feel very Netherlands. I'm going to go for Czechia here, so I'm going to go maybe actually a bit further north. I'm going to go in Pardubice. Yeah, I'm going to go in Pardubice. So let's actually see the proper round here and see if I have the right vibe or not. Okay. Oh, it's Austria. I'm pretty sure it's Austria. That makes a bit more sense, but we're actually going to get decent point. The thing that makes me think Austria is like the architecture, particularly in this one, that's why I said it looked Germanic. Also the hills. We can see the hills in the background. German cars, 1, 2 BMWs there. And also, yeah, these triangles, I'm pretty sure they use them in Austria. So where I've guessed in it was Pardubice, it's not too bad. I'm pretty sure we could be kind of like in this region over here, in which case we're gonna get decent points. And this house almost feels a little like Czech as well. So maybe we are kind of on the border, in which case we will actually pull decent points. Oh, but yeah, good illustration there, Cookie. That's a good one.
Yeah, those signs definitely help, I guess. I don't know. I've
Yeah,
never
they
seen
did.
them before, so I don't know if they are like an Austrian thing only. Never seen
Yeah.
them before.
No, I'm not familiar with them specifically either, but they definitely look European. And so it was southern Austria, unfortunately, just right near the Slovenian border. And you went for kind of far west Austria, far west Austria there. So pretty even on the points here. I can still make a last minute overtake if I pull a really nice score, and you don't. But seeming kind of unlikely. So let's get into the last drawing, shall we? This one's interesting. So immediately, the round reminded me more of Europe. But we have yellow and black chevrons, which would pretty much exclude every single country in Europe, as far as I can remember, actually. So with the double white lines in the center, we should be somewhere in Chile or Australia. I'm pretty sure. They're the two countries that make the most sense. Now, it could be the case that we're also in like Malaysia or something like that, because they love double white lines over there. But these trees and the climate itself doesn't feel particularly tropical. Of course, it's hard to tell with this much detail. Also, it looks like this car might have its brake lights on the left-hand side of the road. So I'm pretty sure it might be driving left. So that would probably exclude Chile. And so I am feeling best about Australia over Malaysia. It's just like these muted colors. I think they'll be more bright green were it in Asia, if you know what I mean. So I think Australia is the go. And then the question is, looking at this kind of shrubbery, where would we be in Australia? The first thing that came to mind was kind of Blue Mountains, kind of Sydney area. Maybe even further south in like in Victoria, or maybe all the way up the Gold Coast or something like that. So I think we're gonna be somewhere in like the Great Dividing Range here. Yeah, it doesn't really strike me as particularly Western Australian, nor did it strike me as anywhere near Adelaide, although it could be in the Adelaide Hills or something. But yeah, I kind of felt like just outside of maybe Blue Mountains, kind of Katoomba area could be a good guess here. Kind of a nice hedge because, you know, if it's Victoria, we get decent points, and if it's up in Brisbane, we get decent points too. Could also be Tasmania. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling near Sydney. So, one last look. Yeah, these trees, they're not white trees like you often see in Australia, but I still think there's a good shot. So I guess we'll just find out, shall we? Okay, and we are in Australia. This is good. I think now, interesting. I don't think it's Tasmania. It's not hilly like I kind of presume that it may be. I think we're going to be near Melbourne here, actually. I think we're going to be near Melbourne. I think that's most likely, but it's actually kind of hard to tell. Actually, with these the darker bark is definitely more common in Victoria, so I should have gone for that. But anyway, we guessed for Katoomba. Let's find out where we actually are. And yeah, it was right near Melbourne. That's exactly where I would have put my marker had I have been able to see it. And he's gone Tasmania, so a little bit closer than I was. And so we end up with 17,000. And so in comparison to Cookie's 20,000. So yeah, a pretty good effort overall. I was not even that far behind, but to be fair, the drawings were pretty good. So yeah, GG's Cookie. That was great fun. Thanks for coming on the channel. And yeah, it was great fun to play your illustrations. Be sure to go and check out our one on Cookie's channel, where he'll be playing with my drawings. It's going to be a lot of fun as well. And yeah, guys, appreciate you watching all the way to the end. And I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Goodbye, guys.